Most anglers buy a rod the same way. They see a name they trust, the price feels about right, and they grab it. One rough season later, the tip has a set, a guide popped out, or the blank snapped on a hook set, and they learn the name on the rod was never what mattered. What mattered was the blank inside it, and almost nobody looks at that. 3 legends sit on the rod wall, and they could not be more different. St. Croix, the American rod handcrafted in Wisconsin. Loomis, the sensitivity king the tournament pros swear by. And the ugly Stik, the rod your grandfather owned that simply refuses to break. One is refined, one is razor sharp, and one is nearly indestructible. Today we find out which one actually lasts. This is not about brand loyalty or opinions. It is about what a rod is actually made of, and which choices make one survive 10 years of hard fishing, while another shatters in 1. Stick around, because the honest answer to which lasts is not the rod you would guess, and it is definitely not the most expensive one. If you fish and you are tired of being told the most expensive answer is the only answer, this channel is where that gets taken apart. And knowing which rod to buy is only half of this. Knowing where the fish sit and what to throw at them is the other half. That is the whole reason I built the Angler's Vault, and it is the first link below. Tap it or scan the code anytime in the video. But first, 30 seconds on what actually decides whether a rod lasts, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it on the rack. A rod is really 3 things: the blank, which is the pole itself, the guides the line runs through, and the real seat and handle holding it together. A rod fails when the weakest of those 3 gives out. And here is the trade-off that runs through this entire video. The blank is carbon graphite, and higher modulus carbon is lighter, stiffer, and more sensitive. That is what everyone is selling you. But higher modulus is also more brittle. So the crispest, most sensitive rod in the shop is often the one most likely to shatter when you high stick a big fish over your head. And most rods do not snap in the middle anyway. They fail at the guides and the tip. A cheap guide has a brittle insert that cracks, and a cracked insert saws through your line like a tiny knife on every cast. The guides are where a lot of the real quality lives, and they are the first thing to check on any rod you pick up. Which means the real question is never simply which rod is best. It is best at what? A finesse rod for feeling a light bite. A rod tough enough to survive a beginner or a boat deck. And a rod that balances both are different jobs. So let's take these 3 one at a time, honestly, and see where each truly wins. First, St. Croix. If you want the feeling of American craftsmanship in your hand, this is it. Their upper rods are still handcrafted in Park Falls, Wisconsin, and the brand has spent over 70 years perfecting one thing: the blend of sensitivity and durability in a graphite blank that you can fish hard for decades. The heart of it is their own carbon, grades they call SC2, SC3, and higher. In plain terms, they blend carbon layers to hit a sweet spot, sensitive enough to feel the lightest tick of a bite, but with enough backbone and toughness that it does not feel fragile in your hand. It is a rod built to be used, not babied, and they stand behind it in a way almost nobody else does. Depending on the model, a St. Croix carries a lifetime, 5-year, or 1-year warranty. But the real gem is their trade-up program. If you want to move up to a better rod, you send in your old, undamaged St. Croix and put its value toward a nicer one. No other major brand does that. Now the honest trade-off. St. Croix is not cheap. You are paying for American labor and premium components, and the very best blanks live in the expensive rods. And like any sensitive graphite rod, it rewards a careful hand. It will last you decades, but it is a fine tool, and it expects to be treated like one. So the St. Croix verdict. You buy St. Croix for the balance, for a sensitive rod that is still tough enough to fish hard, made by people you can call, backed by a warranty and a trade-up deal that no one else matches. It is the craftsman's rod. Treat it right and it genuinely lasts a lifetime.
Quick pause.
If this is already helping you spend smarter, hit the like button, because that is the only thing that pushes this in front of the next angler about to overpay. And the full guide to what is worth your money and what is not is the first link below. One payment, yours for life. Next, G. Loomis. If St. Croix is the craftsman, G. Loomis is the surgeon. For decades, when tournament pros talk about the single most sensitive rod they can buy, this is the name that comes up first. G. Loomis chases one thing above all others: feel. The ability to sense a fish breathe on your bait 40 feet away. They get there with ultra-high modulus graphite and technologies like conduit core, where they strip out excess graphite wraps and replace them with a proprietary material that keeps the strength while cutting weight. The result is a blank so light and so sensitive that it can genuinely make you a better angler by telling you things other rods hide. When you pick up a top G. Loomis, you feel it instantly. The bait telegraphs the bottom, the bite, the structure, all of it, straight into your hand. For finesse fishing, for detecting the bites that decide a tournament, nothing feels quite like it. This is genuinely the reference standard for rod sensitivity. And that sensitivity is not just a nice feeling, it catches more fish. Half the bites in finesse fishing are a fish that is already eaten and is just sitting there, and you never know unless the rod tells you. A blank that transmits that faint weight to your hand is the difference between a hookset and a fish that quietly spits it out. But now the honest trade-off, and it is a big one for a video about lasting. That extreme sensitivity comes from extreme high modulus carbon. And extreme high modulus carbon is brittle. Anglers will tell you the same thing. When you fish delicate, ultra-sensitive graphite, stuff happens. These rods are more fragile than something like an ugly stick, and that is simply the price of the feel. To their credit, G. Loomis knows this and backs the rods with a strong warranty and famously fast service. Snap one, even by stepping on it, and they are known to ship a replacement quickly. But you are still paying a premium price for a rod you have to respect. And that respect is the cost of owning the sharpest tool in the shop. So the G. Loomis verdict. You buy G. Loomis for the ultimate in sensitivity, for the sharpest, lightest, most connected rod money can buy, backed by service that replaces it fast when the worst happens. It lasts for the careful angler who fishes finesse and treats it like the precision instrument it is. It is the surgeon's scalpel. Quick one before the tank. Let me earn the follow. Everything I know about which gear is worth the money and the cheap tricks that replace the expensive stuff is organized inside the angler's vault. Point your camera at the code or tap the first link. One payment, yours for life. And now, the ugly stick. If St. Croix is the craftsman and G. Loomis is the surgeon, the ugly stick is the tank. And it has been since 1976. It is the rod your dad had, the rod at the rental cabin, the rod that got left in the truck all winter and still works. It was built around one idea: do not break. The secret is the opposite of everything above. Instead of chasing pure high modulus graphite, the ugly stick blends graphite with fiberglass. Fiberglass is heavier and less sensitive, but it bends instead of shattering, and it takes abuse that snaps a pure graphite rod in half. That composite is why the thing is famously hard to break. Then there is the famous clear tip. That little clear section at the end is a solid, one-piece fiberglass tip that reinforces the most fragile part of any rod, the last few inches, where cheap rods snap first. It is the single feature that has kept ugly sticks alive in car doors and tackle piles for almost 50 years. And this is why the ugly stick is the best first rod on earth. A beginner has not learned yet not to high stick a fish, not to slam a tip in a door, not to step on a rod in the dark. A premium graphite rod punishes every one of those mistakes. An ugly stick forgives them all, which is exactly what a new angler needs. And here is the kicker. It costs a fraction of the other two, and it carries a 7-year warranty. Think about that. A rod at a third of the price, standing behind itself for 7 years, on a blank that is almost impossible to break in the first place. For pure lasting per dollar, nothing on this wall touches it. Now the honest trade-off, because it is real. It is heavier in the hand than the other two. It is less sensitive, so you feel a bit less of the light stuff. And it is plain, workmanlike, with none of the beauty of a St. Croix or the precision of a Loomis. The ugly stick made a deliberate choice. It picked survival over refinement every single time. But be fair about what that buys you. It is the rod you hand a kid, throw in the boat, drag across a rocky jetty, and never think about. It survives the abuse that destroys the expensive rods, and it does it for beginner money. So the ugly stick verdict is simple. It is the tool, not the jewelry, and almost nobody ever breaks one. And there is a hidden value in a rod you are not afraid of. A precious, expensive rod stays in the garage on the days that might scratch it. A tough, ugly stick goes everywhere, gets fished hard, and catches fish because you never baby it. The best rod is the one you actually use, and being unbreakable is what lets you use it freely. So let's put all three head to head, honestly. On pure sensitivity, G. Loomis wins, and it is not close. On the balance of feel, toughness, and service, St. Croix takes it. And on surviving raw abuse for the least money, the ugly stick wins by a mile. Each one is genuinely the best at the thing it was built for. And here is the direct answer to the question we opened with. Which one actually lasts? At the top, all three last for decades. A St. Croix legend, a Loomis flagship, and yes, a humble ugly stick will all still be fishing in 10 years. But the premium rods only last that long if you treat them right. Because most broken high-end rods were broken by the owner, not a defect. Sit with that fact for a second, because it changes how you shop. The most common reason a $500 rod dies is not bad carbon. It is a car door, a ceiling fan, a slammed tailgate, or a fish horsed straight up. The rod did not fail you. You failed the rod. Which means the toughest rod is not just tougher against fish, it is tougher against you. So the honest answer depends entirely on you. If you are careful and you fish finesse, a St. Croix or a G. Loomis will last for years and catch you more fish along the way. But if you fish hard, fish rough, hand rods to kids, or just do not want to think about it, the rod that lasts is the ugly stick, because it survives the abuse that snaps the others. But durability alone is not the whole story, and I will not pretend it is. If you fish finesse for pressured fish, that heavy fiberglass tank is the wrong tool no matter how tough it is, and a sensitive St. Croix or Loomis will help you feel more bites and catch more fish. The toughest rod is not automatically the right rod. So here is the honest way to choose, in one breath. Serious about finesse and willing to be careful, go G. Loomis for the ultimate feel, or St. Croix for nearly the same feel with more toughness and a better warranty. Fishing hard, teaching a beginner, or just want a rod you never worry about, buy the ugly stick and never look back. Think of it like cars. The Loomis is the sports car, sharp and thrilling in the right hands. The St. Croix is the luxury sedan, refined and built to last for years. And the ugly stick is the old pickup that runs forever and never complains. None is better. They are built for different lives, and buying the wrong one for yours is the real mistake. And whatever you buy, the thing that actually makes a rod last is not the brand. It is you. Never high stick a fish straight up over your head. Pull from the lower rod. Do not lean it in a hot corner or slam it in a car door. Rinse it after salt water. Do that, and a cheap rod outlives an expensive one that got abused. So there it is. St. Croix the craftsman, G. Loomis the surgeon, ugly stick the tank. Three legends, 3 different jobs, and no single winner. Because the rod that lasts for you is the one that matches your fishing and survives your hands. The most expensive one is not the answer. The right one is. Everything I know about where the fish sit and what actually moves them is inside the angler's vault. First link below, one payment, yours for good. Now tell me down in the comments, what rod are you fishing right now? What did you pay for it? And after this video, would you buy it again?